Wow.
That's so good.
So it feels, when you shoot it, you're like, oh, this is going to be rough.
Nope.
Very smooth.
Very smooth. That's the beauty. It's
I
so
like that a
fucking
lot.
good.
I'm a big fan. Thank you, Grandpa Trodden.
I felt that one going all the way down.
That was nice.
It was good.
Yeah,
I felt it
it's
crawl
nice
down
and
my
warm.
throat and then splash along my
Yes. It's seriously, the mouthfeel of it is hot. Like, it's going to be intense.
Spicy.
But it's so chill.
Yep.
I'm a big
burn the
fan.
throat that much.
No, I'm a big fan of that.
It's good shit.
So let's do this. Had a lot of big wins this week, Larry. A lot of big wins today. Actually, big wins today.
Oh, yeah. Lay it all out. He's going to love this.
Oh, yeah. Made some movements on the truck. Refinanced my truck, right? So finally got all that figured out because I'm going to brag a little bit, officially back in the 700 club on my credit. Right?
Good.
Officially. Took me a long time to get back there. Bucked up right when I bought the truck. I had some hit collections. It was a whole deal. We talked about the cash.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a whole deal.
Years ago, it was like, what the fuck?
Battled back to the 700 club. So when I called, refinanced my truck today, my credit score was even higher than I thought it was, which is nice.
Oh, yeah.
Moved up my limits and stuff to give me better ratios. So I'm going to move my credit score up a little bit more. Very excited. Very good. So I'm saving for a house. We're making big moves here.
Good.
We're looking good. So next year, it's going to be the year of the house, the year of the baby. We're moving up.
Strong year.
Yeah.
Where's the house going to be at?
It's tough business.
The market will dictate.
And that's like, right? We've talked about Kitsap County. Living in Kitsap County, buying a house in Kitsap County is just about unattainable for any less than $500,000, which is, that's insane. That's retarded. That doesn't, I told Colin, I think maybe pre-show, maybe before, the issue, one of the many issues I have with that is that I've lived here my entire life, so I know how much those houses are worth. I know what that house is worth. I know that when it looks exactly the same today as it did 5 years ago, your plus $100K in value means shit. It means absolutely nothing because your house has only degraded in value because you haven't done anything.
Yep.
It's only gotten worse over the last 5 years because you haven't done anything, but now you think that it's worth $100,000 more dollars. I know that it's not because I can fucking see it, and I lived here when it was worth $100,000 less. So I can't even hardly fathom paying somebody what they're asking for because I know that it's not worth that much money.
Yeah, and you don't want to be the guy that buys a $500,000 house, has a mortgage up the ass, and then 2 years later the market crashes. Your house is now worth $300K again.
That's what I'm saying, and then I'm underwater $150,000 because I bought a house at the wrong time. Fuck you.
It's going to be tough. Listen, real estate's tough. I spent a lot of time there, and you're talking about basically the ultimate problem. I'm a little bit more positive on the future outlook, right? And so whenever you buy a house,
would that be bullish? Are you bullish on the housing front?
Yeah,
You're bullish on everything.
Friends, 100%. That's what I was gonna say. My friends call me stupid because they're like you think everything's gonna be just fine because I basically went through my thesis on stocks, crypto, everything. I'm just like in the long run we'll be fine, right? Or we'll be terrible, which is one prep. And so what I'll say is, yes, it doesn't feel good to have the house right now and buying it right now with the thought of holding it. But in the 20-year prospect, it's going to be worth even more. And at the very least, it's going to be worth a rental. So that's what I'm saying.
And so obviously, there's a lot of factors to be thrown in. My wife does not want to live here for a myriad of reasons. One of them is business. It would be easier for her to start her business in another state, specifically a southern state, where they want you, frankly, where they want you to have a business. They want you to succeed, whereas in northern states, they don't. They want to take and extract as much money from you as possible, and if you're doing it on your own in a private business venture, then that's great. And if you're doing it working for us or for another private company, we don't give a shit as long as we're getting ours. That's really what it is here. Whereas in the South, they're like, you can make money baking shit in your own house, go for it. We don't care. If people are going to buy it, then you can sell it, and we don't give a fuck. And obviously that lends better to someone who's trying to start a baking business out of their house. So because that, as you know, it adds things I have to buy on my house. I have to buy a house that also I can add a baking station in the downstairs that can be separate from everything else so that Jordan can start a business. I have to be able to have at least a semblance of a podcast studio in part of it because I'm going to have 2 children and I may not be able to drive from wherever I live to Hansville every other week just to record a podcast with 2 children, So the list of things I'm going to have is growing, which obviously adds to the price, which doesn't make me want to buy a house anymore. And it's hard when you see the prices here. Like I said, $500,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, which is not crazy. That's not unreasonable. That's for a family of 4. That's a pretty reasonable ask. You know, like that's not a crazy thing to expect. I mean, and when you look at the prices here compared to in the South, and they're fucking like almost half of that for more land as well.
Oh yeah.
It's like why
Georgia's
would
a hot
I?
market right now.
Why would I want to stay here? Why would I stay here? And it's because
pretty.
because my job, you know, because it's beautiful here, and I have a weird. This is the most irrational thing about me is I feel an emotional tie to this area that to me feels almost ancient or ancestral, that I feel that it's important for me to stay here and defend the values that I believe in and try and preserve the place that I love. And I almost feel like it's my responsibility to do what I can to convince the people of this area that freedom is the way, that individuality is the way, that personal prosperity is the way. But obviously, as the things go further on, deeper into COVID, deeper into authoritarianism, it's harder for me to imagine that I could do that, but that the whatever it is part of me gets hardened even more. That's like, well, fuck you. Then I'm going to try even harder to show you that to preserve the place we love, we need to allow people to be individuals. And we need to embrace that. Jordan wants to go to Florida. I don't want to go to Florida. I'm not sold on Florida. I remain unsold on Florida. It is the armpit of the United States. It is hot and gross. I don't want to be uncomfortable.
That old DeSantis down there in Florida is
in daily life, I mean,
looking at activating, essentially reestablishing the state guard compared to the National Guard, which means like a legit, like on the books, on paper, legit state militia, because that's what that would be.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a huge fan of that, but still, kind of fuck Florida, though, because it's Florida.
That's what I'm saying. I don't mind. I'm not trying to be a bitch because I don't mind being uncomfortable. I don't want to be uncomfortable on a daily basis. Being hot makes me angry. It makes me being hot makes me very angry.
It's probably good
makes
for
me
content,
grumpy.
though,
I don't like it.
You get used to it. You get used to it. I'm telling you, it's perfect.
So,
secondly, don't go to Florida. Florida's basically like California East, basically.
It's like Texas. You know, it's too late. I feel like it's too late to go to Florida.
So it's not too late. It just depends where you go. Like I think it's too crowded for me personally. I think we will stay in the Midwest. Like we'll stay in Oklahoma for a little bit. So like,
that's what I'm
I'll
saying.
Be here for like a year. Yeah, I would recommend go to the Midwest. Like Wyoming's really.
That's what I said. That is what I said. Like if you want to learn to be self-sufficient, let's go to fucking Wyoming. You're gonna have to stay in the house for 3 weeks because it's gonna be too snowy to go anywhere. If you want to be self-sufficient, let's go to fucking Wyoming. That's what I said. Jordan's like, I don't know. I don't want to be cold. I don't want to be uncomfortable, she says. I don't know who says that. That's a crazy thing to say. I don't want to be uncomfortable.
Being uncomfortable is the best thing.
No. I never said that.
Oh, shit. Look now.
No, she doesn't like to be cold, and I don't like to be hot. And I'm like, the thing about it is that it's easier to make yourself warm than it is to make yourself cool.
Well, in a place like Wyoming,
Just that
there's at least 2 seasons. So you have hot and you have cold.
Yeah.
So half the year she's happy and half the year you're happy.
And I told her, I'm like, you also
Seems like an even split.
You just get good at snowmobiling. When you can't drive your car, you just snowmobile into wherever you gotta go. You put a little sled on the back of it, take it into town, get all the shit that you need that you don't already have yourself, that you can't supply yourself. Get back home, no problem. I'm all about Wyoming. I'm all about it. Montana, Wyoming, either of those places I would go to.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm a huge fan of Wyoming, especially the hunting laws in Wyoming, and the hunting in Wyoming is legit. I'm going to go hunt some antelope. You want to go get an antelope? The American pronghorn? Do it in Wyoming. And then I don't have to spend like $900 for a tag.
Just to clear it up, you're going to go somewhere that's not warm. You're just going to stay away from the heat.
I prefer the cold. I would rather be cold than hot.
I can always put more clothes on. I can
always
put
clothes. More clothes on. Yes.
That's the way it is, bro.
I
want to know if more people die from heat exhaustion or from hypothermia.
Ooh.
We live in the 21st century. In America, we're very blessed. effectified. I don't think it's gonna happen the way you think it's gonna happen.
Jordan, I'll buy you an electric coat. How about that? It's an electrically heated coat. We'll have solar panels that'll charge it for you. It'll be legit. You'll be nice and toasty, and the snow will be pretty.
I think we just meet in the middle here. And this is what I've been telling my wife. Ooh. I think we just stay in Oklahoma. So never Alaska. I will never go to Alaska. First off, I recently found out, and apparently when I started telling people this, I get made fun of a lot. I recently found out it's dark there for 6 months.
It depends on how high up you go, but yeah.
So that's just an absolute no. Do you know how sad I would be in the
It makes people sad.
They're real sad.
It makes people sad.
Yeah, real
I got
sad.
in Washington.
Try going to Nome, bro. Ooh. You ever seen that movie 30 Days of Dark or 30 Days of Night?
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. With the vampires.
It's fucking great. But yeah, there's legit areas up there. Like Nome is all the way fucking up there. Barrow, Alaska, I think is the most furthest north you can go, where it's legit pitch black for 3 months out of the year. That's
I couldn't do it. I would be so broken.
The sun being out too for those 3 months where it does not get dark also fucks.
Right.
Robin Williams movie about that shit. Insomniac, one of those. It's one of his dramatic roles.
Yeah, Insomniac. You should be up forever. Yeah. I could do it. I think the move is to move somewhere where the cost of living is super low, and then instead of being so geared towards being in one place, just take mini vacations. Because I think, for example, if you go a $500,000 house, you're gonna have a mortgage of $2,700 a month, right?
Which is insane.
Our mortgage is $800. Yeah, we have a 1,700 square foot home, 4 bedrooms, two baths, 2-car garage.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Soft flex.
It's not a soft flex. This is what I'm saying. It's cheap, and so
move to Oklahoma. Soft flex.
You take that money though, and then you just roll it over, and then you could just take more vacations. I'm reading 4-Hour Work Week, and the real thing I'm taking away is that
4-Hour Work Week.
Key, just complete control over your time and money, and I think that's where we all want to get to. And I think once you have that, it's just if it's shorter cost of living, you could go spend 3 weeks in Florida. Then you can let your wife, push that out of your system. You can take some William Simpson pills.
William Simpson, baby.
Rick Simpson.
Rick Simpson. Listen, I'm working on it. You can take some Rick Simpson pills. You have the best 3 weeks ever, and then you'll be in Florida, and then you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Welcome to the south of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought.